Can Ethereum one day be worth $9,000? Well, in this video, I'm going to lay out a thesis for why Ethereum is seriously undervalued at the moment and how we could see large per coin valuations as high as $9,000 in the coming years, which, yeah, okay, that might sound crazy, but just stick with me for a few minutes here and I will reveal my logic for why I think this could be possible. Now, before I break that down for you, Ledger is running a sweet Valentine's Day special where if you buy a Ledger Nano X, then you will get a Ledger Nano S for free just by using the link down in the description. I mean, hey, nothing says I love you like the gift of security for your Bitcoin. Just imagine her opening her present at a fancy dinner, Barry Manilow's playing in the background, champagne's a-bubbling. What's she thinking as she unwraps her gift? Could it be diamonds? Could it be tickets to a luxury holiday? Or maybe, just maybe, it's that Chanel bag that she's been asking for so long. Just imagine her surprise when she opens it and sees a nice, shiny Ledger Nano S. Boom! That is a Valentine's Day gift right there. Ledger Nano S. Because she's worth it. And of course, you're gonna keep the Ledger Nano X for yourself because, I mean, come on, right? Ledger Nano X, man. Anyway. Probably not the actual best gift idea for Valentine's Day, but you can still benefit from the sweet sale. Again, link down below where you can get yours. So let's start off our conversation here in earnest with the biggest reason that I am excited for the future of Ethereum. Actually, there's a lot of really big reasons. This is probably the biggest one. We are seeing Ethereum quickly become the home of decentralized finance. And while the future of decentralized finance is definitely going to be multi-chain, it's going to be on Tezos and all kinds of places, Cardano, Ethereum currently is proving to be the epicenter of that universe, and I think that trend will continue. Most other blockchains currently, they're building roads to be able to interoperate with Ethereum. Currently, we see 3% of Ethereum is locked up on decentralized finance protocols. That is happening at a time in the market when really not many, normies are paying attention to Ethereum or crypto in general. And we are ages away from mainstream acceptance and adoption of cryptocurrencies. Just imagine what will happen when people start paying attention in a serious way to what is going on here. And they will. It's just a matter of time. We're still early on that adoption curve. And in spite of the relatively bearish trend that we've seen for Ethereum over the last 2 years, the total amount of Ethereum locked in decentralized finance protocols has grown exponentially in that time. In fact, we are quickly closing in on the $1 billion worth of Ethereum locked up in decentralized finance milestone, which obviously is very impressive. But what is really interesting is this. The daily amount of newly created, that is newly mined Ethereum, is currently around 10,800 Ethereum a day. The demand for Ethereum to be locked into decentralized finance is currently close to 8,000 Ethereum a day. That's nearly 75% of the total daily amount of newly mined Ethereum is sucked straight out of the markets and locked into decentralized finance protocols. That's crazy, man. Think about that for a minute. And this is a time when no one is paying attention to crypto. As soon as the number of Ethereum locked into decentralized finance surpasses the amount of Ethereum mined daily, I really think we're going to start seeing some very dramatic effects on the price of Ethereum. And why are users increasingly excited and really, interested in decentralized finance? Well, decentralized finance is absolutely blowing open the doors to a whole new world of crazy opportunities for financial success. You can take permissionless loans versus your collateral. You can use decentralized finance to be able to earn steady passive income in a trustless way by providing liquidity to protocols like Uniswap or to Kyber. Or you can even just lend directly using something like compound finance. Then you have synthetics, which is creating really just this whole new ecosystem of value with their synthetic assets and, of course, their derivatives. There's the no-loss lottery where you put in $100 and somebody wins, and if you don't win, you get your $100 back. That's crazy stuff. This only rewards the winners, the losers. You can just keep playing, keep your money, and one day you might win. You also have insurance for smart contracts and just so much more. It's wild what's going on in the decentralized finance applications right now. And then we have the next big reason to be bullish on Ethereum. Innovation. There is so much innovation happening on Ethereum right now, it just boggles the mind. Here's just two recent innovations as some examples for you, just kind of let you know what's been happening with Ethereum. And they make Ethereum powerful today. These aren't things that might get approved in a year or two. This has already happened. The first is rollups. Now these are two kinds of rollups actually. There's optimistic rollups and ZK rollups. Now, without going into any great depth what rollups actually are, just understand this. This is technology that allows for massive scalability as a layer 2 scaling solution, which is secured by Ethereum's main chain. Rollups allow for up to like 2,000 transactions a second on decentralized exchanges, which means that it's just a whole new game in terms of usability for decentralized exchanges. Then there is the new privacy technology which has just launched called Aztec. Now this is using zero knowledge proofs to create private token transfers that hide the amount sent as well as who the sender and receiver are. So very, very private. And they're also bringing in private smart contracts. And then there is adoption. And I think this is where one of the areas where Ethereum is just so far ahead of the competitors. It's got some of the biggest names of the world actively building on Ethereum, actively deploying things on Ethereum, actively researching and developing for Ethereum. You have Nike, you have Ernst & Young, you have Banco Santander, you have Credit Suisse, you have Anheuser-Busch, Nestle, Virgin Media, the United Nations, the Major League Baseball, man, baseball on blockchain. Well, these collectibles anyway. And that is just the tip of the iceberg. You have about 100 other major banks, corporates, NGOs, and tech companies all doing stuff with Ethereum. Then you have Samsung and HTC. Both have Ethereum wallets built natively into their new generation of phones. You have the Opera browser as well, which has Ethereum wallets built in. You have like a basketball player, this guy named Spencer Dinwiddie, who tokenized himself on Ethereum. A major real estate firm just accepted millions of dollars worth of tokenized shares of a property over in Europe. The Seychelles Stock Exchange just started listing tokenized rare cars using Ethereum. And we are seeing more and more just the tokenization of everything happening. We're talking bonds, stocks, real estate, fine art, fine cars, all kinds of stuff. And a story that actually did not get a huge amount of attention, but I think could actually really change the game in a serious way for Ethereum is fully compliant, fully regulated IPOs of real world companies happening on chain and shares given out in token form. Now, a recent Swiss IPO from the firm Overture will actually be issuing Class A shares on Ethereum. All of this, it's happening right now, and it's all very exciting. More things will come. This is just the first cracks in the dam that will break open the world of finance. And look, at this point, the network effect of Ethereum, it has absolutely blown past the competitors. And that's, what I've just mentioned here. This is just, we're talking about the non-crypto companies building on Ethereum. The number of crypto-specific startups which have chosen Ethereum over any other chain. There's lots of options out there, right? It's astonishing. Everyone is building on Ethereum. Well, not everyone, but the majority of people are building on Ethereum. Now look, some developers, they're building other chains, but just nothing comes close to that network effect of Developers for Ethereum. Ethereum has 4 times the developers of any other chain just working on the core chain, right? That's about 1,000 developers. Bitcoin's got about 250. And if we expand this number out to talk about the number of developers actually building dApps and different protocols on top of Ethereum, it's many magnitudes greater than the nearest competitor. And that brings me to my final point, the economics of Ethereum. And this really comes down to the coming upgrades for Ethereum 2.0, which really will have many magnitudes higher throughput thanks to the sharding that's going to be brought on board. You're going to have much more efficient contracts thanks to the upgrade to WebAssembly. And most importantly, when we're talking about economics, staking. We will likely see a very significant chunk of all available Ethereum get locked up for staking rewards. How much Ethereum will be locked into the staking reward protocol? Well, that's anyone's guess, I suppose. But I personally think that it will be well over, 10% is just like a super non-optimistic number. But I think it'll be well over 10%. We could even see total locked Ethereum much higher, 20, 30, 40%, which is crazy when you stop to think about what the effect that will have on the market is. This is going to fundamentally change the market mechanics of Ethereum in the long run. No longer will we have miners who are heavily incentivized to sell Ethereum to be able to pay for their electricity costs and to be able to pay to upgrade their hardware. Instead, we will have an ecosystem of participants who are heavily incentivized to save because they make more money when they save, and they'll be incentivized to stake their Ethereum. Sure, some of those people will just take the profits and sell immediately, creating some kind of sell pressure, but there will be a strong incentive to get more rewards and to compound your gains. Now, with all of this taken into consideration, let's take a big old hit on the hopium bong. Oh yeah! And speculate on the future price of Ethereum. Ethereum, I believe, can reach and actually blow past a $1 trillion market cap. Hold on. Let me take another hit on that hopium bomb real quick. So in the previous bull run, Ethereum hit a market cap of $140 billion at a price of $1,448 a coin. Now, with inflation, you would need a $160 billion market cap to get the same price for one Ethereum today. So, all you have to do, take a cool $100,000, throw it into Ethereum, and you got a decent chance of making yourself a millionaire in the future. But actually, I'm quite bullish on Ethereum for a long-term play. And I don't think that the previous high watermark of a little more than $1,400 a coin is the end of the story for Ethereum, not by a long shot. I think Ethereum is just getting started. And as crazy as it may seem, I do truly believe that Ethereum could have a market cap well over $1 trillion. Look, the ICO boom, that was just a flash in the pan. Totally unsustainable, short-lived, highly influenced by crazy greed that pushed the price super high. But I actually believe that the economics and the fundamentals of Ethereum, what is being built on Ethereum, what value is being created and stored on Ethereum, all of that's so much stronger now than we saw in 2017. And as we see more and more value actively locked into these decentralized finance protocols, and we see the staking come online, which will then increase the scarcity on the open markets even more, I think that a $1 trillion market cap is definitely going to be in play in that situation. And if we hit a $1 trillion market cap, then the per unit price of Ethereum could be around $9,000. Sound crazy? Well, maybe. But stop to remember, when Ethereum was $6, no one thought it would ever go over $1,000. When Bitcoin was $3, no one thought it would go over $20,000. But both of those things have happened. And we're just getting geared up for the next big cycle here. If Ethereum continues its current trajectory, then honestly, I don't think that such obscene prices are out of bounds by any means. And just imagine when the next wave of retail buyers shows up in force, and they will, we all know they'll be back. Prices will start spiking, everyone's going to come back in, the tourists will show up again, right? It's going to be way more impactful than it was in 2017 because this time, when all the tourists shows up, we're actually going to have something for them. Not like last time where we had a bunch of white papers and dreams. Now we have amazing wallets, functioning dApps, operational decentralized finance of a whole wide variety of things, lively marketplaces, digital collectibles, gaming, insurance, lottery, invoices, stocks, IPOs, user-friendly DEXs, and tons of other stuff. Ethereum is proving to be the home of innovation and progress in cryptocurrency right now. Personally, I'm stacking Ethereum. I got a bag. It's my second biggest holding after Bitcoin, actually. And I think that I'll continue stacking Ethereum for the foreseeable future. But hey, those are just my crazy thoughts and hits on the hopium bong. You will let me know what you think about Ethereum down below in the comment section. Do you think that Ethereum can realistically hit a $1 trillion market cap? Or should I just keep hitting that good old hopium bong? Hopium's good, man. It's getting me going. Anyway, beside the point, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Seriously, thank you so much. Your support means all the world to me. So awesome. Hope you're having a great day out there. And if you do have a moment, just hit that thumbs up button and make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. Long live the blockchain, and peace out till next time.